All right. Okay.
Don't say it again, Dave.
I won't say it again. All right, let me go to this page. Let's go to the top. Let's go up here. Let's press this button.
Oh, there was a little chick.
60.
He's showing up. He's showing up right on time. Look at that. It went from the 59 to 0, and then boom, he's just boom. He was there. He was right there.
That's the tourist.
Now, I could set it up. Like
43
radio DJ, and it just shows up whether we talk or not.
39.
Yeah.
38.
Then we should big trouble.
36. Countdown.
35.
33.
We got any new listeners on Slade? I mean, on Slade and Mayson?
29.
Who did what?
28.
Did we pick up any new listeners on Slade and Mayson?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
To the Slade and Mayson show.
Well, let me go to that page.
Continue down with the
You want to
countdown.
start cursing already.
Green,
It's so funny.
is the place to be.
17. Stand by
16,
as we are now to
16.
the
Wow,
countdown.
Dave,
The
it's
Slade
close.
and Mayson show.
Land spreading out
11.
so
Yes.
far
10.
and
This is our
wide.
countdown.
Keep
To the
me
Slade
just
and
giving
Mayson
that
show.
exercise.
5,
People sitting there going, "What the heck is the matter with these guys?
1.
Why are they just?"
Now to get serious. This is the real deal.
Now broadcasting
We are
from the
broadcasting.
Dan Mason Studios,
Yep.
deep in the heart of Virginia. It's the Slade and Mason Show.
I just imitate that guy perfectly. It's the Slade and Mayson Show.
Slade and Mason Show. A Mark Nixon, Bill Todman production.
All right, here we go. Music's almost over. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mason,
and this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
All right, so in answer to your question, how many listeners have we picked up?
Yes.
Negative 66%. Okay, now, we've lost listeners. So, boys and girls, Ted, look, go in the other room, grab one of your kids, and say, "Hey, you guys, you should listen to this."
Well, I have
Or
to make
call
a
up one of your
point
friends.
here, my friend.
And
because,
also, Derek, look, put the bowl down, okay? Put the bong down. Put the blunt down. Whatever it is
No, actually, light another.
Oh, light another. All right. And then randomly call one of your friends after you can speak English and say, "Hey, you guys should listen to the Slade and Mason Show. These guys there's something wrong with them. And it's funny. We get to listen to them." So that's what you should do.
Now, I have to tell you, my
listen.
friend,
Yeah.
I took the very same thought about, my other show. And I mean, I have seen the numbers just boom, explode.
Okay. So then maybe by my persistent begging. And if you stumble across us and you're like, "The hell is this crap?" Just give it a listen. You'll enjoy it. It's kind of fun.
I've been listening to it and finding out about other podcasts that are out there. Here's a couple of that I've just spoken on, and I'm thinking, boy, there's one that's called New Mama No Drama Podcast.
Uh-huh.
And here's the promo. One of the hosts says, let's see, I'm reading this letter. Let's see here. How did she say it? My husband my boyfriend faked his death so he could get out of child support. I mean,
That's not funny.
We don't even try, and we can be funnier than that.
That's not funny.
Listen, if you're listening or if you've heard, just tell one person. You tell one person, and just like the old hair shampoo, they'll tell two friends, and they'll tell two friends,
and they'll tell two friends. Yeah.
And we will appreciate all the support that we can get.
And then we'll have 3 listeners. All right. Now.
There you go. Hi, Ted.
Hi, Ted. All right. Now, this is the Slade and Mason Show. This is our little disclaimer here. The Slade and Mason Show. It's all about you and us.
Mostly about us, and it is nothing like any radio show you will ever hear.
It's just like a radio program where
he just contradicted
where
right there.
We have sound. See, just like a radio program. So And we're going to share with you news stories and things we see throughout the week. It's just our take on it. Don't take it too seriously. We're trying to have some fun. You're definitely not going to hear anything like this on the radio. Let's see. Now, all the music you're listening to is brought to you by Dana Music because, well, why not? He let us in. He was fool, but he's pulled back the reins. But we got grandfathered in. What a nice guy.
Hey, I'm still waiting for him to do that work he was going to do for us 3 years ago.
Never going to happen. Never going to happen. All right. There's a picture of us from Instagram in 2016. There's one from Twitter from 2022. Two from Facebook on 2024. Go check them out. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, like I said, just let people know this is the Slade and Mayson Show. This is the official place where you can go. Actually, we're on everywhere. We're on Spotify. I think we're thrown into Apple somewhere. So there are different ways of listening to us. You're not pegged to going to the website. Yep.
And remember, it's Mayson.
That's right. And make sure after you flush, you wash your hands. All right. And as always, we're brought to you by IC Southern IC Treats. We'll talk about that at the break. Now that I've absolutely destroyed Mr. Slade, I have to ask him, do you have a... Poor guy. Do you have a Sunday morning observation? Oh, my. He's broken now.
I am broken. Okay.
All right.
All right. First off, before I get into our smo, I got to tell you people something about my partner. He is one funny mopo. And I'll tell you why. So I called him yesterday. I had a very urgent thing that I needed and And he said, okay, let me just see what I can do. So a couple hours pass and I get a text message and it says, oh, I can't do it because ... Let me check this. So I continue to wait for him to check this stuff out. And sure enough, it's like he comes up and he goes, man, it says that my account's frozen. Hold on. So I hold on some more. I get another message and it says, open the door. Now
Plan B.
This guy lives at least 60 miles from me. And he made it his business just to come to make sure that he didn't let me down. So that's another reason why I just love this guy.
No worries.
All right. So now here's the thing. I'm going to be having my eye surgery here in a couple of weeks, and you are going to be taking that time to hopefully get some rest called a vacation.
Yep.
So I thought, well, let me just get him ready. Ooh. Summer vacation, the good, the bad, and the sweaty.
Should we play the go-go's in the background, except I don't have it queued up, but go ahead.
Okay, folks, here we are. It's mid-May, birds are chirping, pollen is plotting murder, and the kids are looking at the calendar like pioneers and prisoners waiting for parole.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Summer vacation is coming. Now, let me start by saying summer vacation, in theory, sounds great. Sunshine, freedom, travel, rest, adventure. But then reality walks in with flip-flops, a sunburn, and a cooler full of bologna sandwiches, and it just ruins everything. Now, let's start with the good. Yes. The idea of summer vacation. This is when your brain plays a slideshow of beach sunsets. Yeah. Hammocks under your palm trees and margaritas the size of a toddler. You imagine yourself tan, rested, and maybe with a new hobby like surfing or becoming someone who journals. You make big plans. This summer, I'm going to travel, get in shape, read 10 books, clean out the garage, start that podcast, maybe learn Italian.
Nope.
You won't. The garage will still look like an episode of Hoarders, Automotive Edition. And the only Italian you'll master is yelling spaghetti at the Olive Garden parking lot because someone forgot the leftovers.
No.
Oh, but let's pretend. Let's pretend we actually get to take a trip. Now, we enter the bad, the travel part. Yeah. Travel is Latin for lose sleep and money at the same time. First, the airport, TSA, or as I call them, touching socks aggressively. They'll make you feel like you're trying to snuggle plutonium in your toothpaste.
Hey, you have a glass of water over here. We can't have this on here.
Your flight is delayed. Your gate changes 6 times. And, well, you're now eating a $14 airport Caesar salad with the nutritional value of styrofoam.
Ugh.
All right. But you finally get to your destination. And here's the kicker. It's hot, not warm. not pleasant, surface of the sun hot.
Yes.
Every vacation brochure should come with a warning label. You will sweat through your clothes before lunch. Bring extra underwear and patience.
Yes.
And don't even get me started on the beach. Everyone thinks that the beach is going to be relaxing. Oh, it's not. The beach is just hot sand and bad decisions.
Yep.
You pack everything: chairs, umbrella, towels, sunscreen, snacks, a cooler, Bluetooth speaker, beach toys, 3 novels you won't read, and it looks like you're moving in. Then you drag it all across the sand, sweating like you're in a sauna sponsored by Satan. You finally get set up, and within 5 minutes, seagulls are attacking your Cheetos. Someone's kid kicks sand in your face, and you discover that your umbrella is about as useful as a napkin in a hurricane. And then, just when you lie down to rest, someone nearby decides that this is the perfect time to blast Pitbull from a Bluetooth speaker the size of a microwave. Mr. Worldwide strikes again. Oh, and if you're traveling with family, there's a whole other chapter in the book of summer suffering. Everyone's got a different idea of fun. One kid wants to go ziplining. Another wants to stay in the hotel room and watch Netflix. Grandma just wants to eat dinner at 4 o'clock. And your spouse wants to do something cultural, which usually ends in a museum full of air-conditioned events that aren't working.
Yep.
And let's not forget the family vacation photo. You spend 20 minutes arranging everyone on a scenic overlook while the wind tries to eat your hat. You ask a stranger to take the picture, and somehow, despite modern technology, they still cut off someone's head. Always, it's a rule. There's always one island cousin whose face looks like it was censored by a witness protection program. And now, finally, the ugly.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the return from vacation. You come home tired, broke, sunburned, bloated from buffet shrimp, and 2 days behind on emails. You need a vacation from your vacation. The laundry pile looks like a textile donation center exploded. Your plants are dead. Your dog's mad at you. Your neighbor moved half your lawn out of passive-aggressive kindness. And then it hits you. Summer vacation is like that one friend who's a blast to hang out with on Friday night, but by Sunday morning, they're passed out on your couch. They drank all your soda, and they clogged your toilet. They destroyed your toilet. But here's the thing. We keep doing it every year like optimistic goldfish, because despite the sand and uncomfortable places, the lost luggage, and the third-degree sunburn that spells out Crocs on your feet, we do chase that dream of freedom, fun, and finally feeling alive again. So go ahead, plan that trip. Dream big, book the flights, pack the SPF 50. Just don't forget the anti-anxiety meds and maybe a small portable fan. And remember, summer vacation isn't about relaxing. It's about making memories, the kind you'll laugh at later, after the aloe vera kicks in.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah, you have just described every vacation I've ever been. I hate.
I've never heard of. I mean, I'm telling you, it's there.
Going to the beach. It's like, there are these houses you can rent, like in the Outer Banks and things like that. And for a few years, we did that. But basically, you're packing up your entire house with all the children and taking it to someone else's house. I'm like, why don't they just stay home? Take the extra $7,000 and stick it in my pocket. Why do I have to save up all year to buy someone else's house?
I have yet to find anybody who enjoyed a vacation that they took.
Nope.
They never enjoy the entire vacation. There's at least half the vacation where they're pissed off at the world, and they're not getting along with anybody.
Nope.
And again, I mean, it just no. Talk about a maddening experience. That's why I've never done it. Do you know? Again, Dan, in let's see here, in 20 years, 20 years at this radio station, I took one vacation.
Where'd you go?
My house. Hey, it was wonderful. I mean, it was great. I knew where everything was.
He got the beach towels out. He laid down on the floor.
I mean, it's like, but I mean, again, and this is another one of those cultural differences that I have told you about over the last 15 years. Because Some of us do vacations, and some of us say, "Oh no, man, want no part of that."
Yeah, smart people do that.
Yeah,
Smart people
that's
do that.
right, exactly.
Yep. All right. Well, now we come to that part
I can hear it.
of the show
I don't hear it.
where we have to do this button right over here. Ready? Set.
I will bet you, ladies and gentlemen, we are in serious trouble as a society. Our planet is about to be taken over by our own creation, and it's called artificial intelligence. Isn't that an oxymoron?
Yeah.
But anyway, listen, the one guy who's got his finger on the pulse of everything AI is our own special artificial intelligence reporter, Mr. Dan Mayson.
Thank you, JD, and thank you, all the ships at sea. All right. Anyway, here's what's going on, boys and girls. I got the good, the bad, the ugly, and yeah, it's a mixed bag. So, let's see.
Before you start, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to remember that this is the gentleman who 2 years ago told me that I was out of my mind and that everything was going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, give us today's great report.
Well, you are still out of your mind, but that's aside from the point. I can't fix anything along those lines. But the good. Now, AI. Well, a couple of things in the news. AI has now figured out there are certain triggers it can figure out for people who have Alzheimer's years, decades before they need treatments. So, yay for AI for picking up on that. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I seem to be laughing a little skeptical.
Uh-huh.
I got my questions about AI.
okay, and then on a side note, non-AI related, there is now a
program stuff that writes its own revisions of history.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right, now and then let's see. The bad is apparently AI does not know how to tell time. I'm not kidding, and the reason being is if you look at every single picture of a analog watch, okay, it is always 10 after 10. And the reason it's always 10 after 10 is because it's nice and balanced and it looks pretty when you take a picture of it. So as far as GPT chat or chat GPT is concerned, 10 after 10 is what a clock looks like, and that must be the right time. That's how it tells time. It can't tell time. Now, that's true story.
Now, isn't that a scary thought?
Yeah, like it can't even keep track of an analog watch. All right. Now the ugly, yes, there's a software engineer. He was making $150,000 a year, and he lost his job during the first sweep when AI first rolled out. He has applied to 800 jobs and has received 0 responses. He is now a Door Dasher. So, yeah, it's getting a little ugly. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
And remember, you heard this warning on the Slade and Mayson show.
Yeah, because we had no other choice. But
2025.
yeah, but please contact our contact man, Carmine DeGuzio, if you wish to use this as a transcript rewrite.
So what else have you seen, my buddy?
Well, lots of things going on here. That one just kind of blew my mind away, but there was something you mentioned, and really I wanted to point out. Now, you were talking about vacations, and your idea of a vacation is, sitting home, watching TV, having a good time, relaxing. But I noticed something when I went over to your house yesterday. I noticed that your YouTube algorithm is very different from my YouTube algorithm. Okay?
Now,
mine is.
I did not know that those little things were there.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously, I have been somewhere that.
What do you mean you've been somewhere? Dude, I mean, you okay. So you watch the videos of white people slapping each other in the
Oh
face.
my God. It's like, so he comes to my house and I say, hey, Dan, listen, hey, I got something to show you. He goes, no, man, you're going to show me people slapping the hell out of
slapping
you."
people around. And he's got conversations with hookers. He's got brothers and sisters beating each other up. He's got over there's people doing pranks and smoking
but let me
crack.
just tell you, see, because I have a varied interest, it's like it does. You'll see what I spend my time watching, and I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it is the most thoughtless thing I can do.
Okay, but
It
mine
requires no thought. It requires no mental capabilities. All I have to do is just look at it.
Okay, here's my feeds. Fun, exciting things that are happening on the internet. Hey, science. Oh, this one, casual.
And that's why nobody's ever going to want to look at your computer screen, but they
Caesar
will love looking at
Milan,
mine.
dogs. Best moments of humans doing great things. Let's see. This one's weird. Defend your life. I don't know what that was.
He actually, you're listening to this, ladies and gentlemen, but he's not kidding you. This is the stuff that when he goes to his computer, this is what he sees.
Yeah, this is what I see. Bill Murray talking about the hard thing to do in the movie Lost in Translation, which I thought was a pretty boring movie, but that's okay. Anyway, so those are my feeds. And those are your. So
and this is why we make such a great pair.
Sure, the algorithm gods are really good at picking out, him getting bitch slapped and him just going, this is great stuff. They got cartoons for stoners. You're enjoying that crap.
As soon as you open my Facebook, the first thing you're going to see is cartoons for stoners.
Yeah.
Don't forget Wrestle Talk.
Yeah, and of course, and a GIF that'll be like along those lines, like a image of something getting beat up or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, or it's like, it's like I have any number of feeds where they show crazy knockouts and female knockouts. And I mean, it's just, so if you go to watch one of those, this is the warning to you. If you go to watch one of those, you're going to change your algorithm and they're going to start showing you all kinds of stuff that goes along the same lines.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only was I watching a professional league of slappers, they started showing me videos of amateur slap fights where there were no rules and regulations and where people get hit and pop in the eye and such.
Yeah, that's the line at Toys R Us. Okay, now listen. Just before Christmas. All right, now. Do you know? Do you? Oh God, I already know the answer to this question. Do you know what CRISPR is? CRISPR therapy, CRISPR technology. So it's all caps.
It's like they have a little bowl that you put your lettuce in, and it's like you put the top on it, and that's called a CRISPR, right?
No. This is all caps, CRISPR, and basically what it is.
Spell it right.
As you know, okay, as you know.
Yeah, right.
You are made of DNA and RNA, and the DNA is the sequencing that makes yet another J.D. Slade. Like if we needed another one of those, we just peel off one of your hairs and we expand it and we make another one.
You want the world to be really scared? Just tell them that they've decided to make another me.
Okay, all right. But let's say, for instance, there was a particular aspect of yourself that you didn't want. Okay. So what they do, I think you may know this, but some of the tomatoes we eat now are able to sit on the shelf for months before they go bad. And that's because they use CRISPR technologies. They go, okay, there's a sequence gene in here. It's TCA. Okay. They grab that sequence. This is the sequence that we know turns tomatoes to rot. So what they do is, before the seed has a chance to germinate, they go in, they take the DNA string out, and they use CRISPR. And CRISPR is basically a special pair of scissors that is that long in the string, 67, 124, 15, whatever the code is. It goes along the DNA sequence, it finds it, it latches onto that sequence, rips it out, lets nature fill in the correct sequencing, and then it goes on its mouth, and then it picks up that DNA sequence. They put it back into the seed, plant it, germinate it, and now the seed has the ability to create tomatoes that don't rot. Now, first time ever, a young lady by the name of KJ Muldoon had a liver disease that is very rare, but basically it builds up ammonia in your bloodstream. Okay? And then you die. Or
After
you need
clean the house.
or you need a liver transplant, or you have continuously taking medications, getting shots all day long, special foods you have to eat. For the first time ever, this is groundbreaking. They did in vivo. That means after the child's been born, they did CRISPR therapy on this child because it's a blood-borne disease. Very easy to throw CRISPR in. They pulled blood cells out, cleaned them up through the CRISPR therapy, put the blood cells back in. This child is now able to process urea, get the toxic ammonia out of the bloodstream. First time. That's amazing.
Again, but
This
you
is
see,
great
that's
news.
the thing. There are wonderful things, the aspect that AI can bring to us, and that makes the future worthwhile looking
But
forward to.
wait. This wasn't AI.
But
This
I'm
was
talking
this
about
was
scientific
no. It is
discovery.
scientific. This is knuckle crunching information that we've been working on for the past 35 years.
Which
Go ahead.
brings to me my next question.
Yes, dear.
We know that this CRISPR technology exists. We now know that it has been used on humans.
Mhm.
It's like, what else is CRISPR technology going to be able to do for mankind?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding
I
me?
mean, the possibilities are endless. I mean, I'm just thinking about it.
Yep.
We were talking about nobody's going to live to be 1,000, but it's
Maybe,
possible.
maybe,
It is possible.
maybe.
Of course, I don't know what a 1,000-year-old person would look like. But,
How about curing diabetes?
Yep, diabetes, cancer,
any blood-borne
leukemia,
disease, any disease of the brain, the eyes. What if you knew that child was going to, in vitro, you knew that this child was going to be born blind. But while the child's developing, you grab one of the cells, tweak it, push it back into the embryo, it develops.
And this is the kind of stuff that I want scientific technology to do for me. I don't want to hear the horror stories about how we're going to destroy our own planet. I want to hear what science is doing to help preserve life, expand life, make life better.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to get on that high horse because, I'm a hippie.
It's
I'm
coming
no
down the
hippie.
pike. This was big news. As far as I'm concerned, this is honking huge because I remember
all the stuff you've talked about this year. This is one of the most important positive things that you have brought up that science is doing for us.
I remember back about 25 years ago, there was some DNA tweaking. There was a fellow in Maryland, and he said, "Look, if this advances technology, test it on me," because he was like a paraplegic. They were going to be able to bring feeling back and nerve cell repair and what have you. He didn't make it, but they did learn. And that's the deal. They've been learning. Anyway, this is a big, huge story. It's all over the geek news stories.
That's right. Make sure it's geek headlines. It's like, again, that's
so
we have to have the geeks though, because that's who gets us through.
That's right. Now,
world.
unfortunately, I don't have any stories about white women slapping black. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Thank goodness for this break. Sadly, however, we will return to the Slade
Maybe.
and Mayson show.
And man, she got nails. And then he hits back.
Today in history, May 18th, 332, Constantine the Great announced free distributions of food to the citizens in Constantinople. What is this guy? Some type of freak? 1756, the 7 Years' War begins between Great Britain when it declares war on France. How'd they know it was going to be a 7-year war? 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte is proclaimed Emperor of the French by the French Senate. I always thought he was the emperor. What do I know? 1910, the Earth passes through the tail of Halley's Comet without any turn signals. 1953, Jackie Cochran becomes the first woman to break the sound barrier. Big deal. She used an airplane. In my household, you put your feet up on the couch and there's my wife. And finally, 2005, A second photo from the Hubble Space Telescope confirms that Pluto has 2 additional moons, Nix and Hydra. Yes, well, that would have been exciting, except for the fact that a year later they declassified Pluto as a planet, so whatever. I'm Dan Mason, and that's May 18th.
If you have tried to start a family and you just can't seem to, call the experts at Kenner's Pond Medical Center. With years of experience, we have a 100% fertility record. That is, if you're not in a family way within 3 cycles, there is no charge. Meet the man behind the system.
Hey there, Carmine DeGuzio. I've been getting women fertile for years. I don't use them IVF or IUI systems. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, just like your dad did years ago. Think you can't get pregnant? Don't worry about it. Send me an 8x10 color picture of yourself, then we'll talk. A little wine, some Italian food will stop at my place, and bam! It'll be like magic.
So if you're ready to start your family the safe and natural way, call Kenner's Pond Medical Center and have your photo ready. Kenner's Pond Medical Center, ready every night.
Da, da, da.
And now, for reasons I can't even explain, we return you now to the Slade and Mayson Show.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mason,
and this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
All right.
You know, that song hit upon one of my very, very largest pet peeves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, because I'm a bachelor, and thanks to my constant living badly, I am still a bachelor. But it's like when I was with people, I hated a couple of things: full ashtrays and dishes in the sink. Man, I hated that.
Yep. Well, today is National Clean Dishes Day. Basically, everybody is supposed to stop what they're doing, not eat in the kitchen, but to either A, eat all meals out, doing takeout, what have you, or use disposable plates and cups and silverware. To use, be earth friendly. You can use biodegradable. You can always fast.
You still have to spend extra money when you got a whole cabinet full of dishes.
Hey man, I'm just delivering. Let's see. Eat only food that comes in its own containers. Prepare boiled eggs for the day prior.
That'll clear out the room.
That'll work out. Yeah, that's great. So today's national. Don't use it. And their argument is, there are so many deadly diseases in the sink, and you know what? They're absolutely correct. And this goes back. Now I'm going on a tangent. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I know we have to do our sponsor, but I told my children they are now living in a world where they are the last generation that will be able to go down and purchase raw food and cook it and prepare it at home. One day in the future, it's going to be where you have to get a special license just so you can go down to the local butcher to pick up a chicken to bring it home to cook it and prepare it yourself, including picking up lettuce and tomatoes and onions and anything that's raw. Everything will be prepared for you. You just say what you want. It'll be done for you. Other than that, you need a special license.
Yeah, like I say, again, I can hardly wait for that day because, again, we can't get typical orders online, right? Can you imagine how many meals are going to get screwed up from that one?
Well, that's where AI will kick in. All right, this portion of the Slade and Mayson Show is brought to you by Icy Something Icy Treats. And what is Icy Something Icy Treats? I'll tell you what that's all about. It is my buddy Sheila and her husband Al have got this big red clock. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Sorry, let me change up.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh.
I would be one dead man.
So they have developed this wonderful system where they have a red truck. They have 2 Italian ice shredding machines. And what they do is they put these blocks of ice in the machines. The blades slowly rotate, and that ice falls into a waiting goblet. But it isn't ice. It's like snowy powder. It's amazing. I don't know how it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So it's a special treat. And then what happens is Al goes ahead and he puts all these different flavors on top, cherry, wild cherry, vanilla, lime, coconut. I mean, whatever flavor you want. And then you eat. You scoop it up and it just, boom, it melts in your mouth, just leaves flavor behind. It is a really special treat. So there's a birthday party coming up, a fundraiser, maybe a corporate event. Your company is reopening. Maybe you guys are going back to work or something like that. And you want to soften the blow a little bit. Give them a call, 804-617-8827. Again, 804-617-8827. They have a website. It is www.iceysomething.
Leave off that G for goodness sake.
ICEY.com. They're also available on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you expect. So give them a call. It's going to be a very special treat for you and your family. It'll be a special treat for you and your business and organization. Give them a call.
And this is where I give my sincere endorsement of I See Something I See. Yes. I am not impressed by a lot of things, but I will tell you, the first time I saw it and the first time I tasted it, I was ultra impressed with I See Something I See. And I can tell you, it is not something you will ever forget having done.
Yeah. Yep. It's kind of like a tattoo. So give them a call, 804-617-8827, 804-617-8827. That number, once again, 804-617-8827.
I would think you'll be glad you did. Oh, gosh. Okay, remember, this is not like any radio show you're ever going to hear.
Did you hear about these guys in New Orleans in the prison?
No.
Oh, my gosh. They were in the prison, and basically they were like, hey, Gary, look at this toilet seat. Yeah. Is this particle board behind here? Yeah. And they're like, shung. They pull the toilet out and they leave a note. T-O, it's supposed to be 2-O, T-O-O. They didn't spell it right. It said, too easy, LOL, right on the wall. And they scooted out. They're gone. Oh, I gotta love it. Yeah, I gotta love the humor. All right.
You see again, Dan. You see, you can't make this stuff
No,
up.
you
This is stuff
can't.
that actually happened.
This is actually happened. Now, the other thing is people are now suing Glad and who are the other companies that make plastic bags? Because the plastic bag manufacturers,
Hefty.
and others are all being sued because now they're saying that, you know how like they say, oh, you can cook inside these plastic bags?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember like you get these like the little things of bags of broccoli, and so the commercial's like, oh, just drop it into the boiling water there. Yeah, it's delicious. You're gonna enjoy this meal, and just cut off the top there. And of course, now when you microwave something, and the plastic magically disappears, where the Ferengi did you think that plastic went, boys and girls? Did it just?
I have learned that there's one thing that I do not put in my microwave anymore, and that is plastic.
No.
Because if the plastic is not stable enough, it will melt in whatever it's doing. Just
It will. Now, on occasion, I'll use it for steaming, and the way I do it is I'll take the plastic wrap and I'll put it very tight on top, and then as it warms up, it actually creates this huge bubble, and that's perfect. And now it's got steam trapped in there. It's not touching the food. And before it's done, I'll go in, I pop the bubble, pull it off, and you got it there. But no, you don't wrap stuff up in plastic. I mean, I remember my sister getting stuffed.
That's like putting tin foil in your microwave.
Yeah, you're getting stuffed mushrooms, right? And you take the stuffed mushrooms and you keep them inside the plastic with the polymer bottom and the foam, and you put it in the microwave. No, Connie. That's my sister. Connie, no, that is disgusting. You got to peel off the plastic and oh my God.
I'm sorry, I'm not working that hard.
And I was like, oh, there's plastic in our blood. Well, guess what?
Listen, wasn't there a wise man here just a few weeks ago who talked about the enormous amount of plastics that we
were talking about that. We were talking about. And speaking of plastic, now you brought it up, I want to argue a little bit.
Okay.
You're
wrong.
All right. Bitch. All right. Now, so 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5, 6. A while back, I talked about my door handle on my car, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I got a new door handle. I followed all the instructions. I was very careful. I took, I popped the little widgets off the side. I took the screws out. I carefully lifted up the board on the side where the handle goes, put that off to the side, got my 10 millimeter, pulled the screw, shoot, went down inside the door. Damn it. All right. Well, at least I got the one last over the side here. Okay. Phew. All right.
And now do you have to take the inner panel of the door off?
I took the inner panel off. That's how I accessed the screw. Then I got on the outside of the car, and I very carefully wiggled the door handle out of its very tiny little opening there. Wiggle. That takes about 9 minutes. And then, of course, you have to uncouple the actual handler, the part, the rod that actually pushes down and opens up the door. And then you can pull up the one that's the lock. You got to pull that one off, right? And then you actually have to take the lock cylinder out, and that's another 10 millimeter. That's not a problem. That was easy. Pop that out, put the new one in. I snapped into place, and the whole thing snapped in half. That was 3 weeks ago. That was 3 weeks ago. So yesterday, I got a new door handle, like I mentioned. I finally got a chance to put it in there. I actually got the interior. That was weird. I got the interior one that matches the color of the car, and it actually came with the actual handle, the spring. The whole thing was $4. I have no idea how they're able to get that whole thing for $4. But anyway, so the outer handle was the most important part. So I would very carefully put the little metal piece back in. I transfer the cylinder over. I put the lock assembly back in. And then I slowly jostled it back into the opening. And then there's a little little finger hook. You got to put it over the finger hook. There. Got it all flattened out. Put the dropped another 10 millimeter sugar frosted flakes. All right. Well, fortunately, I have another one in my junk drawer, so I grabbed one off and I put it in there. I don't have one for the side one, and I went ahead and I pulled on the door handle, and it worked. And then I closed the door and I opened, closed door, open, closed the door, closed the door. It won't. Oh. So
took 10 millimeters gotten away.
Took the whole thing apart again. Dropped the last 10 millimeter I had. I had to go over to AutoZone. I had to go get replacement screws. So it took me about 25 minutes to figure out which one it was because they don't have it as 10 millimeter 615-11. It's 16-11 10. Now, does that mean it's a 10 millimeter long or is it 10 millimeter square? What does that 10 equal? So I had to Google it while I'm there in the store. It'd be nice to have someone come over and help me, but of course it's only a $4 item. Who was going to waste time like that? So I got the right part, brought it back home, and I took a good look at the handle, and I took a good look at the handle I got that came out from Toyota. The little push mechanism, the thing that pushes down on the rod from Toyota, is a solid piece of cast aluminum. The one that I got offline is a solid piece of cast plastic. So as I'm pushing, it's a bending. So yeah, that didn't work out as well. Anyway, guess what? I got it all back together, and I'm ordering another one that's made of metal.
I will tell you this much about my partner. He is bound and determined. He is going to make it work whether it wants to or not. He is just going to go through hell and high water to make it work.
Well, I do, because the last time I did it, it cost me $245 to get a new handle on. I'm like, no, I'll do this.
Well, by the time you finish buying new handles and assembling and disassembling, it's going to cost you $400.
Here's your music.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now part of my job is to be the funny one, and it's to find humor in life itself. And boy, when I start talking about this one, it just makes me giggle. Because the fast food industry, they are out against us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they make all this stuff that's supposed to taste good and make you feel good, Well, here we are in the middle of May. And it's like, I want to know what gastronomical device or dumpster fires are in the fast food restaurant foisting upon us this week. So let's see. Here's the dumpster fire. Virginia McDonald's bans under 21 dining.
Heard about that.
Yep. A McDonald's in Franconia has temporarily prohibited customers under 21 from dining inside due to repeated incidents of student violence.
Yep.
The police, active on weekdays, require adults to ring a doorbell for entry and may request ID verification. While some community members support the measure for safety reasons, others criticize it as excessive and discriminatory. Well, here's the thing. Let me tell you something. The day I got to ring a doorbell to get into a McDonald's, guess what? Never seen McDonald's again.
Moving on. Well,
in Savannah, Georgia, a McDonald's employee, frustrated by a busy shift, set a dumpster on fire to disrupt operations. The blaze forced the restaurant to shut down temporarily. The employee was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison for arson.
Ooh.
All right, let's see here. Papa Cuisine in Baltimore suffered significant damage after a woman allegedly set fire to a dumpster outside the establishment.
What?
Surveillance footage showed the suspect throwing incendiary devices into the dumpster and against the restaurant's receiving door. The owner believes that the act was intentional, possibly linked to neighborhood disputes. You think?
Duh.
Right, let's see here. In-N-Out removes artificial ingredients. n-outBurger announced changes to its recipes, eliminating artificial dyes from strawberry milkshakes and pink lemonade, and replacing high fructose corn syrup in its ketchup with real sugar.
Sugar? What's that?
These real modifications will supposed to align with broader health initiatives. Yes, I keep seeing people tell me, get more sugar in your system. All right, TGI Fridays, revenges. Yes, sir. It revamps its menu post-bankruptcy. Now, following the bankruptcy filing in 2024, TGI Fridays is overhauling 85% of its menu in an effort to revitalize the brand.
Wow.
New items include the Big Queen Energy Burger and Texas Barbecue Bacon Cheeseburger, aiming to attract customers from, with fresh offerings.
Big Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Queen.
Yeah. We know
All
who's
right,
going to be.
let's see here. Jack in the Box plans to close 200 locations. Yay! Applebee's has already shuttered 150 outlets. And Denny's aims to close 150 underperforming restaurants by year's end.
Wow.
Now, those closures reflect broader challenges in the restaurant industry. Again, no, it isn't. It's just those restaurants suck.
Yeah.
Wendy's, they're facing multiple controversy. Wendy's has been under scrutiny for several issues. A lawsuit in Michigan alleges deceptive marketing practices, claiming that promotional images misrepresent the actual food served.
Oh, man, we doing that again?
Yep. The company faced backlash over plans to implement dynamic pricing with, critics accusing it of potential price gouging.
I remember that.
Peak hours. A new bathroom policy requiring employees to seek permission before using restrooms sparked employee and public outrage, leading to calls for boycotts. Listen, if they're going in the bathroom, let's hope they're at least washing their hands, huh? Let's see here. Swedish fast food chain Max Hamburgers faced a hygiene scandal after reports revealed improper food handling practices, including cross-contamination between vegetarian and meat products and unsanitary cleaning methods. The company initiated an internal investigation and mandated hygiene training for all employees.
This is where you wash your hands. This is the
You
soap.
wonder why people are staying away from fast food restaurants? I do not blame them. Stay away from them. Make them close them all today.
Yeah. I get these pop-up feeds. I think I told you this. It shows like restaurant user did not know they should wash their hands after cleaning up vomit. I'm like, what restaurant? Never mind. Doesn't matter. Not going to it anyway.
I'm sorry. When I was a kid, I was naive because I got to go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, I got to go to a restaurant.
Right. That's why you laugh at me for making stuff at home. But I'm like, dude, at least, when I'm pulling stuff out and I'm cooking it, I've got prepared it a certain way. I know if it's going into my mouth, I know it's going to be 100% squeaky clean, safe to eat, not going to kill me, not going to put me in the hospital, not going to make me vomit. Now I can't answer that question.
Again, it's fast food restaurants and restaurants themselves. There's just nothing appealing to them about me anymore because I told you, I've become so misanthropic, man. I love sitting in my little house, just sitting in my little house, watching my little slap fighting and such,
there you go.
Yeah. And it's a peaceful existence. Everybody should do that.
White women beating up on white women.
Yeah.
Black people beating up on
and I'll tell you what, like I say, but here, there's another cultural difference. You do not see many people with pigmentation doing that stuff.
No, not many.
Number one, we do not like to be slapped.
Top 8 things that you need to turn off and unplug immediately. Are you ready?
Yes.
All righty. These will prevent fires from frayed wires, overheating, and short circuits, eliminating phantom power draw and lowering your energy bill. Maybe. Here are the top 8. Number 1, kitchen countertop appliances like toaster ovens, air fryers, Instapots, slow cookers. Unplug them. No. So Instapots and slow cookers and air fryers and toaster ovens only consume electricity
while they're
being used. Wrong. Number 2, hair dryers and styling tools. Once again, if they're off, they're off. Small heaters. Dude, it's summertime. Anyway, electric blankets. Space heaters.
You mean small heaters? You mean like space heaters?
Space heaters, electric blankets. They want you to unplug those, even though they're off. I just love these stories. They're great. All right. Chargers. Phone, tablet, laptop. They draw a little tiny bit of juice even though nothing is plugged in. That is true. That is true. Now, if you have 10 little chargers in your home, all plugged in, they will consume as much power as a nightlight. That will definitely lower your electric bill.
Well, now see here again, but there again, a while back, it's like I guess my other phone. It's like again, it's like once it's fully charged, unplug it.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
but, I'm in bed, I'm asleep. I'm not getting up to unplug my phone.
I get it. Power strips. Avoid overloads. Unplug when not being attentive to devices. No, I'm not crawling underneath the table and grabbing and turning off. No, they don't want you turning it off. They want you taking it apart, removing all 6 of those items, and then take it away from the wall. No. That is damn stupid.
You just wait for that to happen in the old Slade household.
Number 6. This is telling. Electric kettles. The hell's that?
What is an electric kettle?
Who the hell knows? All right, this must be written by some Brit. All right, number 7, candle warmers. Abso-flippin'-lutely. First off,
why do I need a candle warmer?
Because it gets chilly for the candle. I don't know. First off, let me explain to you when you guys light candles. Okay?
Why do I have it plugged into anything?
Wait. Let me explain something to you. I got a little secret to share with you. All right? When you light a candle and the wick brings up that fluid up through the wick and sets fire to it, where does that stuff go?
Okay, answer the question.
I'll give you a hint. Guys, it's 2025. No more candles. And number 8, electronics. TVs, DVD players. Wow, this is telling. TVs, DVD players, computers, etc.
Do they even have DVD players anymore?
No, you can't buy them. You need to, it's like buying a VHS machine. You need to turn them off.
I have one of those.
I do too. I have a beta machine too. You need to turn them off. You need to unplug them. You need to wrap up the cord. You need to put the styrofoam back in the side of the container, put them back in their original box, and take it back to the store. I hope these helpful tips have helped you reduce your electric bills and prevent fires in your home. Brought to you as a special gift from the Slade and Mayson Show. You remember I was telling you last year that last show we were talking about the year 100 billion or something like that. That's going to be the end of
the end of
the Earth.
Yeah,
and life. Now, apparently,
they revised that. Now it's going to be 2027.
Well, no. Scientists have now calculated the end of the universe. It'll be Tuesday at 5 p.m. So now, so
much for the weekend party.
Get your crap together.
Here, I have my suitcase. I got a toothpaste, toothbrush, little deodorant.
Suitcase. Now you mentioned vacations early on. Did you know that I'm not making this up? Most state parks in Maryland are now requiring you to make reservations and book online for tickets to, go down to the shore and look at it and go, yep, there's water. That'll be $35, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, now ready to go home now.
Or you go there and say, I come to I would look at the water. I'm sorry, we don't have any more water-looking tickets. You can come back tomorrow and maybe try online at www.I'mGonna-screw-you-for-every-last-penny-you-got.org. Yeah, but I just wanted to look at
It's got to be a .gov, man.
Yeah, .gov, yeah. So that's the fun that's going on right now. Just thought
you see why I see no purpose in ever leaving my house for any reason, because I mean, you can't go anywhere without somebody's regulations just holding you up. Somebody deciding to make life difficult for you to just enjoy it. So, here's the thing. Learn to stay home. Learn to appreciate what you have at home.
Yeah.
And you will find, again, and this is what I find. Dan, you do more traveling than I do, but it's like I certainly don't miss traveling. Not worth a darn.
No, I don't like traveling. Like I said, I'm still recovering from the October trip. Even today, I'm still recovering.
Again, so, again, and you're planning on doing this again in a couple of weeks.
I'm not going to be flying.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mason.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
All right. Well, on that note,
AI might be in charge. All right.
That is right. All right. Well, say goodbye, Mr. Slade, because we sucked up an hour.
Oh, really? John, damn, boy, time goes so quickly.
That's why Freddie was playing.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
So
everybody.
long, Mr. Slade.
Goodbye, Mr.
Bye, Slade.
Goodbye, Mr.
Bye.
Mason. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Are we done yet?
No. What the hell just happened? The zeros are coming.
Yeah, it's like, hold on, I know what it was. Somebody is calling me, so it's like, just hold on a second.
Tell them to go away.
They can't hear you. Thank you. And remember, tell a friend.
Tell a friend. If you made it to the end of the show, congratulations. You made it to the end of the show.
We'll do this again in 168 hours. 167 hours.
Whether you like it or not.
That's right. That's right. Because we care.
We are the champions, my friend.
It's like I'm still seeing articles about things like Stairway to Heaven being the greatest rock anthem ever. We got to give that up. It's time to stop. Led Zeppelin hasn't performed live in 25 years.
And we all know it's
My boy lollipops. That giddy up.
that's the best song in the whole.
Is a Mark Goodman, Bill Todman production.
Brought to you in part with Sladeco.